Check, 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 check. All righty. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all here on a Thursday evening. I am Craig. I will be your host tonight. We're going to have a nice discussion about some concepts regarding Forex, foreign exchange, and show you the power of some of the news events. The last couple of days have been just awesome. They produced some wonderful trades in our group trading sessions. Where we trade live and our students are watching us and they can follow along with the trades on their own accounts. It's been a great week. All 4 days we've had winning trades so far, and it's been a lot of fun to see people progress and have good trades and understand their education, their knowledge levels expanding, all of those things. So take a minute or two and read through these next couple slides with the disclaimers, and we'll get started. All righty, go to slide number 2 here. Read through that one. All righty. All righty. So, what do we teach here at TPL Forex? Well, it's strictly education about how to trade the currency markets. We can't trade your money for you. We're not a broker. We're not licensed. None of those things. We're strictly education as it relates to trading foreign exchange. Now, of course, our goal for all of our clients is to teach them highly effective strategies that will lead to highly profitable trades. And that's what we work for every single day here at TPL Forex, and we do a great job with our clients. Um, we get great feedback. That means a great deal to us from our clients. And we strive, we work, we're in the markets every day, and we really bend over backwards and just do as much as we can for our students every single day, every single week, which is why we have such great relationships with them. So we talk about how flexible Forex is to begin with, the currency markets. Largest market in the world, over $4 trillion per day. High volume, it's open 24 hours a day, basically Sunday through Friday. The market does close from 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday to 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, but other than that, it's open 24 hours a day, which is fantastic because it's very flexible. You can trade before work or after work. You can get up at midnight, and there's usually a lot of trading opportunities going on. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about 2 hard facts that the pros use that can change the way you trade. You have to know how to tip the balance of power in your favor and how to overcome common trading drawbacks. So what we take is a professional approach to trading to produce part-time or even full-time income if that's your goal. Now, hear me clearly. Trading is not easy. It's not some get-rich-quick scheme that you can jump into and be making money next week. Like anything worthwhile, it is a skill. You have to work hard. You have to study. You have to train. You have to practice. You have to be coachable. You have to listen. You have to be held accountable. And we do all those things with our students. We take them by the hand. We walk them through a rigorous curriculum. We meet with our students on average twice a week for half an hour to 45 minutes, where we're going through homework and lesson plans and study, from understanding the charts and technical analysis to the psychology of trading to tracking your trades to capital preservation. It's a fully intensive program you take through. Then we move you on to trading in a demo account, where you start to apply the principles we taught you. And it's a highly systematized process. At the end of the process and ongoing, you will know exactly when to get into a trade and exactly when to get out. Doesn't mean you're always going to win. Right? Our goal is to have our traders right around an 80 to 85% win ratio. That is realistic. That is achievable over time if you apply yourself. Okay? And if you can reach those numbers consistently and sustain that, you will be a very happy trader. Okay? You're never going to hear me say that, well, legally and ethically, we can't promise you will ever make a dime trading. But what we can promise you is that your education, your knowledge will be second to none. And it will expand exponentially. You will understand why things are happening on a global basis, domestic basis. You will have a deep and wide understanding of financial matters, not only as a trader, but how all these things affect your daily life as a citizen, as a consumer in this country. Because the knowledge we teach you is vitally important in all aspects when it comes to finance. It affects you every single day, whether you understand it or not. Okay? All right. So what are some of the reasons why someone should consider becoming a trader? Well, a skill once mastered will set you free for life. And that's true. Trading can be a wonderful, wonderful way to earn extra income or just to whatever your goals are. You can trade anywhere in the world. Low overhead. You need to have a good working computer and a high-speed internet connection. You can work from home. There's no boss, no employees, no payroll, no hassle. There's no age restrictions. There's no selling, no products or services, no worries about market direction. You can profit short or long at any time. That means you can buy or sell at any time you want to. And yes, you don't have to already own something to sell it. It's called selling short. Okay. No real estate, no tenants. As a landlord myself, I can tell you that real estate can be a very effective investment. Yes, that's why I have it, but it can also bring a lot of headaches, unfortunately. No restrictions on time frames to trade. It's an inflation and recession proof. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to type them into your chat box, okay? All right. Just real quick, and give me a quick Y or a quick yes if the sound levels are fine. You're hearing me okay? Type into your chat box there, quick yes or Y if you can hear me okay. Great. Thank you, Deborah. Okay. Now, actually, Deborah is one of our latest clients. We had our first coaching session today, and she was kind of drinking from a fire hose there a little bit, which is great. And we make sure we go at your speed. The client determines how fast or how slow the lessons go. And there's no timetable on this because they have lifetime support. All right. So a number of factors can influence the markets. All right. The volume traded, the market openings, because I say they're open 24 hours a day. That's true. But there's 4 distinct markets in that 24-hour period. There's the London session, the New York session, the Sydney session, and the Tokyo session. They're each right around 6 hours each, so they roll over into each other. And then news announcements, which is where we focus a lot of our time and energy. News announcements. And we find all the news, all the important economic happenings, the speeches, the statistics, the indicators, anything and everything that's super important on a global and domestic basis. There's a wonderful website called forexfactory.com. You see it right there. That gives us all of the important economic happenings on a daily, weekly, even monthly basis, and allows us to plan and execute our trades. In fact, let's give you a quick example of that. Okay. So last night we had a group session around 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, because we know we had 2 high impact events here coming out affecting the Australian dollar. Australia was releasing their employment change numbers and their unemployment rate. Now this middle column over here, this was the forecast that they were expecting the numbers to be. They're expecting an employment change of about 14.9 thousand, and they were expecting their unemployment rate to be about 6.3. Well, right at 6:30, these 2 numbers right here popped on the screen. Turns out the employment change was 37,000, 37.7, and the unemployment rate was 6.1. So both of these numbers were well exceeded the forecast. They were much better than what was forecast. So the Australian dollar last night, if you were trading that, and we were, pull up a quick Australian chart, the Australian dollar got crazy strong last night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And you can see this big move up, and it's been in an extended trend ever since that news announcement last night. This is the Australian versus the US dollar currency pair. You can see the same move on the Australian Canadian. Big move up here last night. Okay? So if you understand the news, gang, you understand when it's coming out, you know which pairs to be watching, and then you see the news as it happens. We teach our students to have trades in place before the news comes out. And it doesn't matter to us if it's good news or bad news. Okay? What we teach our students is we have indicators and strategies that tell you where to place the trades. And all criterion must be met for us to place the trade, period. That's what leads to highly probable trades. It tips the balance of power in your favor. And we had some great trades last night. In a very short period of time. This morning, we had some news on building permits and unemployment claims here in the U.S. This is at 5:30 a.m. And yes, we were up and trading at that time in a live session. This is not some taped session where you have to review what happened in the past. No, this is live. You're watching our traders trade live, watching them trade their real accounts, not some demo account, but their real accounts live. And we had building permits and unemployment claim numbers come out, and they fell well short of the forecast. So that caused a lot of weakness in the US dollar this morning. And that caused another move in the market. I'll show you that move here. Okay. This move right here kicked off a nice big downtrend this morning at 5:30 a.m. So if you know what to look for, when it's happening, and how to interpret it, all this information, it is a wealth, an absolute wealth of information. It's a wonderful website that you should be paying attention to regardless if you're a trader, because it gives you deep insights into what's happening, both locally and on globally when it comes to uh, anything happening financially, because all the stuff affects you daily, whether you understand it or not, and you need to understand it for sure. Now, tomorrow morning, we're doing another live session with our students because tomorrow morning we have some CPI numbers coming out for the US dollar and for the Canadian dollar. CPI is all about consumer price, right? Consumer price index. It's all about inflation. What's happening with inflation? How does that relate to interest rates? How does that relate to the prices of goods and services? Okay, it's all interrelated. It's so important for you to understand this information because guess what? Rates could be going up soon. They could be going up soon. If you're paying attention to what the Federal Reserve is talking about, they're seeing some signs, and inflation is a big indicator of that. So not only is that important for trading, but the cost of your mortgage, your car loan, your credit cards, your groceries, your gas, all those things could be going up in the near future. Important things to keep an eye on, gang. This is what I'm talking about, that our students get a deep and wide understanding, not only as a trader and how to utilize that for highly probable trades, but also as a consumer and a citizen in this country. Very important stuff. All right. Let's go back to this. So, Forex Factory, crucially important that you understand all the information there, can synthesize it, and it can help you plan and execute your trades time and time again. Super, super important. All right. So here's some of the benefits we discussed. Largest market in the world, 24 hours. Tends to be a trending market. That is true, and it's global, which makes it, in my opinion, one of the most purest trading environments there is. Absolutely pure, because we've all heard every year you hear about some kind of insider trading scandal on Wall Street, right? Where somebody's given a tip or the CEO is cooking the books or something. Well, that can't happen. The market can't be manipulated as easily on the Forex market because it's too big, it's too global, it's just too huge. It's one of the purest trading environments there is. Now, what are our goals for all of our students? We want consistent and sustainable profits, elimination of self-destructive nature, and we have entire chapters devoted to the psychology of trading, which is crucially important as well. We want to minimize sharp profits and or losses. Wait a minute, Craig, what do you mean minimize sharp profits? Absolutely. We do not want our students shooting for grand slam home runs. If you're doing that, you're taking on too much risk. Managing your risk, managing your capital is equally as important as successful trading, because we're all going to have losing trades from time to time. The best traders in the world have losing trades. Okay, I'm a very experienced trader, been trading a long time, and of course, I still have losing trades. But I have more winning trades than I do losing trades. All right, so minimize sharp profits. We don't want those grand slam home run trades. We want a bunch of singles and doubles. Consistent, sustainable profits. That's how you get it done. And that's how you make a reliable, highly probable trading platform for yourself. And a lifestyle change, okay? If you want to do this full time eventually, we don't want you to substitute a 40-hour-a-week job for 60 hours a week in front of a computer. Now, guys like me, I love this stuff. It's what my degree is in, my undergrad, my MBA. It's in finance. I love this stuff. I eat it, I sleep it, I drink it, I breathe it. I love to trade. I love the markets. Okay? That's fine for me, but you don't have to trade that way. Now, sometimes, yes, we will be trading together in those live sessions. You'll be watching me or some of our other coaches trade live, and you need to be in front of your computer, absolutely. But other times, we're going to set trades on our charts at certain levels, complete with a target profit and complete with a stop loss if the trade goes against us, already inputted into that trade. So once you have all that information inputted into a trade, you can go to work, you can go walk the dog, you can go to the park, do whatever you want to, come back later on and see how well you did. So you're not chained to your desk. So we teach you multiple ways to trade. And then probably the most important one to me is a legacy, because no matter what happens in the future, you will have acquired the skills to remain financially independent. And you can pass those skills along to your loved ones, people you care about. Because once we teach you our skills and our homework and all that, it's yours. You can share it with whoever you like. All right. And that's very important to me also. Those of you who come to our webinars regularly, you know my favorite statistic. You can go to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services website. Please do, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And you will see, according to them, 95.7% of Americans, basically 96% of Americans, retire dependent on family, charity, or the government. And that's an amazingly sad statistic to me. 96% of Americans retire dependent on family, charity, or the government. That should really open your eyes. Really open your eyes. And in my opinion, a big part of that is because people don't get the kind of financial knowledge that they need to succeed. It's not taught in our schools, financial literacy. It's not taught around the dinner table. Most families don't talk about money, don't understand it. And it's very, very, very important. And a big part of the reason why only 4% retire on their own steam is because they have access to information that most people don't. And that's what we're trying to fix. Now, I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have heard of Warren Buffett. He had a saying there that says, when you sit down to a game of poker, you must know in the first 15 minutes who's going to supply the winnings. And if you don't know the answer, that person is you. And that is true, gang. That is true. Because trading in FOREX is what's called a zero-sum game. Zero-sum game. Okay? What do I mean by that? I mean this. If we're looking at a chart, let's say we're looking at the Great British Pound US dollar currency pair chart, and we're thinking that we're going to do a buy. We're going to go long. We're going to buy it. Well, somewhere out there, someone's looking at that same chart, and they're thinking, you know what, I'm going to sell. And one of us is going to be right, and one of us is going to be wrong. Okay? So our goal is to make sure our students, our clients, are right more often than they're wrong. And to do that, you have to ask yourself two questions before taking any position, before taking any trade. What is my edge and what is my risk? And you have to have a good answer for those two questions on every single trade. It has to be systematized. You have to have a system with set criteria that has to be met for the entry and exit on every single trade. And that's what we teach. So, what is the edge? Our students are more disciplined than any other traders we know. Our strategies are robust and each suited to different market conditions. And we are adept at identifying changes in the market and market conditions and adapt quickly. Sometimes we're in and out of trades in a matter of minutes, sometimes hours, sometimes a day or so. Just depends on what we're looking at. But you have to be adaptable and you have to have a deep understanding of your system. And that's all of our students have that. So you have to understand, gang, what is my edge and what is my risk? Our risk on every trade is clearly defined. This goes back to the capital preservation aspect. We don't allow our students to risk any more than 2% of their capital amount on any of their trading account on any single trade. So that means always trading with stop losses and preserving your capital. And rules to manage the trade once you're in a trade as well. So there's rules to enter a trade, there's rules once you're in the trade to manage it, and there's rules to exit the trade on every single trade, period. So our students always know the answer to these two questions before taking any position in the market. And you have to, and you better. You absolutely have to. Okay? Like I said, Forex trading is a zero-sum game. So it's a situation in which one trader's gains result only from another trader's equivalent losses. The net change in the total wealth among market participants is zero. It's just a shift in wealth from one trader to another. So when you are preparing to trade the financial markets, you need to be confident in your own trading capabilities. And that only comes from hard work, proving the concept, being coachable, putting in the time and the discipline, and being coachable. And watching a trader with experience trade live, so you can watch someone trade a real account, risking their real money, and looking over their shoulder as they're trading and learning while you're learning. It's the only way to do it. Remember Warren Buffett's quote. So you need to make sure you have the balance tipped in your favor. That's what we do. That's who we are. And that's what we strive for every single day with all of our clients. And we take this as a very, very solemn duty for us. I know it sounds hokey, but we really do. It means a great deal to us. Our clients mean a great deal to us, and we work as hard as possible to help them achieve their goals. Now, again, legally and ethically, can't ever guarantee you're going to make a dime. But that's our goal every single day. We strive, we put everything we have into our clients, and we treat them like gold. And that's true. I know everybody says that, but you talk to our clients, you can talk to Deborah here tonight, and they'll back us up time and time again. We are who we say we are, and we work extremely hard for our clients. So, I hope you learned something tonight. I appreciate your time. If you don't take the next step with us into our private coaching sessions, that's regretful, but we want you as a client. Let us prove it to you. But if you don't start with us, I urge you strongly to do something for yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to end up in that 96%. We believe we can help you to that 4%. That's what we do. It's what we'll work for you. It's what we'll strive with you every single day to achieve. But if you don't do something for yourself, if all you have is a job and you're working for somebody else, it's a good chance you're going to end up in that 96%. We don't want that for you. Come join us. Let's work on it together. All right. That's all I have for tonight. If there's any questions, please let me know. Next week, we're going to be covering some of the trades. We might even have some live trades next week in our seminars and in these webinars, depending on what the market is doing. We had one a couple of weeks ago on the Australian dollar, US dollar live, and we had a nice trade where we were showing in the webinar here some of our strategies and proving the concept live. And we may have another chance to do that next week, depending on the market and some of the news events. So stay tuned. So again, thank you. We know you're very busy in the evenings, and we appreciate you coming here tonight to learn something. And if there are no questions, I'll go ahead and end things here, and we will see you next Tuesday. Have a great evening, everybody. I'll stick around for a few minutes to see if there's any questions. If not, that's it for tonight, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much. Laura, absolutely. Give me a call. I know you're an hour ahead of me, so give me a call around 6:20 your time. Give me a call tomorrow on Skype around 6:20 your time, and you can watch as we trade. Absolutely. Great. My pleasure, Laura. Hi, it seems that's all the questions we had. So have a great evening, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye now.